Nithyananda, this is Ma Chitambara. So I had a click the other day that I wanted to share with everyone and make a video about, and this specifically relates to the mental pattern of worrying, which I know is a problem for many people, and specifically how it relates to the navel center or the manipraka chakra and how it can actually block that center. And if we have a pattern of worrying, how we can overcome that mental pattern, basically by taking responsibility and seeing how we contribute to this unnecessary inner chatter, which can affect us on a very strong level, especially if it starts creating stress in our system because of it. So Swamiji has a YouTube clip where he speaks about worry specifically, and what Swamiji has said about worry is that it's fundamentally layers of our unconsciousness. So he calls it layers of an unconscious sandwich is what is worrying. So when we are non-integrated, or if we are not authentic to the words we declare to others, and then have that same kind of a mentality towards ourselves. So say, for example, we promise someone something, we give them a commitment, but we feel that we don't need to honor that commitment, that they most likely won't even remember the words we gave them anyway. That same kind of a mental setup we end up applying on ourselves. And this in turn ends up creating worry in us. So one way of clearing the navel center and clearing the worry from our system is simply through awareness. Just by being aware of the words that we're giving ourselves, or the words that we have given ourselves, and how we're not fulfilling them, we can overcome this pattern of worrying. So I can share an example for myself. This is a scenario that came up a few times when I was in the Bengaluru Adinam. So as monks, as sannyasis, we have a part of responsibility as being channels for Swamiji is when he does a particular puja known as the Maheshwara Puja, which is an offering for departed souls. So once someone leaves the body, we can offer a particular ritual which helps in their transition and which helps clear the baggage of their karma, especially if it was a tragic accident or an unexpected death. Then this ritual helps in clearing off any of the karma which may have been remaining for that person. So as channels for Swamiji, as his extensions, we should be chanting the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, when this ritual is happening as a part of the ritual. So when I first joined the Adinam, I had seen this ritual before, but didn't know the expectation was that we should know how to chant this off by heart. So a commitment that I made to myself was that I would learn this chanting of the Bhagavad Gita chapter 15. And I made a commitment that for each day, for 1 hour in every single day, that I would practice chanting this. And naturally, things happen throughout the day spontaneously. So things that were more urgent than me sitting and practicing this chanting would come up, like attending to people, specifically healing, offering advice, spiritual counseling, or any immediate things which needed to be attended to. So if there were a gap perhaps later in the evening where I could practice this, I would be inauthentic by choosing to do something else, a non-related activity. such as reading a book or finding a justification to watch a YouTube clip of Swamiji's, which I felt I really wanted to indulge in. So I would find justifications for being inauthentic. And after some time, I would brush aside that commitment, that promise that I made to myself, until we would have another Maheshwara Puja coming up, in which case this worry would be there in me. This worry that I have to attend to something, I have to fulfill something which I'm not able to do. So this is just one example of how worrying comes up when we give a word and we're not being authentic to fulfilling that word, whether it's with other people or with ourselves. Then this in turn actually blocks our navel center. And this constantly thinking about this, see, it's not, worry is an in-between space where you're not really being proactive or active in finding a solution for that which you're worried about. You're just kind of mentally chewing on something, and it's not helping you. It's just creating stress in you. So a very straightforward technique which Swamiji gives is just bringing awareness to the words that you've given yourself. So what promises have you given yourself that you're not fulfilling? How are you being inauthentic? Just seeing in what actions are you actually taking when you're giving yourself a word. It could be anything, right? It could be something like having to learn something, or needing to do some work around the house, or plan for your financial future, or whatever it is that is within your scope of things that you've been committing to do. Just see, where are you non-integrated and not authentic? By bringing awareness to this space, that's enough for you to actually have the click of where you should be putting your attention to, being proactive, and also dropping the layers and layers of this unconscious sandwich, which is in turn creating the powerlessness and the worry in you. So I'll share a link of the satsang where Swamiji specifically speaks about the navel center, the chakra in the navel center, and how it gets blocked. And it's worthwhile watching that satsang, because there's an actual kriya at the end also. It has some breathing techniques which also help in clearing the navel center. So anyone that's interested can watch, and I've done the kriya myself and have found that it's obviously anything that beloved Swamiji gives for humanity is always works wonders and has, in my own experience, helped a lot. So I encourage you, if you're watching this and if you are curious, to check it out and try it for yourself. So any kriya or any technique that we do, which Swamiji prescribes, he always recommends doing it for a minimum of 21 days. So if you are going to attempt the kriya, if you want to really heal the navel center, if you feel that you're someone that is really stuck in that worrying pattern, and how Swamiji defines knowing if you're actually stuck in the navel center, he says, if you're the kind of person who has a particular problem and then you find a solution for that problem, then forget the solution which you found, end up struggling with the same problem again, finding the same solution, in that kind of a cycle of unconsciousness, then you're definitely stuck in the navel center. Then you should be attending to this unconsciousness with your awareness. So if that clicks with you, if that formula of inauthenticity plus non-integrity plus forgetfulness, if that creates worry in you, if you know that yes, this clicks for me, this definitely sounds like something I'm stuck with, then you should check this out. And I would love to hear any of your feedback after you have tried it and how you've come out of it just by using your awareness. So thank you so much for watching, and Nithyananda.